Hello fellow Bears fans, welcome to my 2014 Bears video blog, Week 7, Dolphins at Bears, game preview. Coming into this game, we're 3-3, need to get a win to get to 4-3 and keep pace in the division. The Dolphins have a very tough defense in this one, especially defensive line, so let's get to the team stat numbers in this game. Points per game. The Dolphins put up 24, ranking them 14th. We put up 23.8, ranking us 15th in the league. Yards per game, they put up 353.2, ranking them 16th. We put up 370.2, ranking us 14th. Pass yards per game, they put up 217, ranking them 25th. We put up 267.7, ranking us 9th. Rush yards per game, they put up 136.2, ranking them 6th. We put up 102.8, ranking us 21st. Defensive points per game, they give up 24.8, ranking them 22nd. We give up 24, ranking us 21st. Defensive yards per game, they give up 331.6, ranking them 6th in the league. We give up 349.8, ranking us 16th in the league. Defensive pass yards per game, they give up just 221.6, ranking them 8th. We give up 246.2, ranking us 17th. Defensive rush yards per game, they give up 110, ranking them 13th. We give up just 103.7, ranking us 10th. The first 3 weeks, our rush defense was a little off, but the last 3 weeks, we've held opponents to well under 100 yards rushing, which is very good, especially against a team here in the Dolphins that put up 136.2 points per game. Need to keep that rushing game down on their side of the ball because they do have a very good rushing game. Even with Noshawn Moreno, who missed a few weeks with a dislocated elbow, came back towards ACL, Lamar Miller and Daniel Thomas still run the ball very well out of the backfield. Move on to position-by-position breakdown. Quarterback, they have Ryan Tannehill, we have Jay Cutler. Tannehill is a very solid quarterback. Still a young quarterback, but very solid. Doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes out there. Gets the job done. Doesn't turn the ball over a lot. Gives the defense a chance to keep him in the game. And when you avoid the mistakes, you can win some games. And he is very good at avoiding the mistakes, so we need to kind of pressure him into making some mistakes in this game. I'm going to give us the edge there. Cutler's just, he's a veteran. He can make more throws. He can make all the throws. He's got a stronger arm than Tannehill, plus he's got a little bit better receivers than Tannehill has. Over the running back position, they're going to have Lamar Miller and Daniel Thomas as their top two backs. We have Forte and Kadeem Carey. Forte having yet another great season, both running the ball and catching the ball out of the backfield. Lamar Miller, however, he's a very solid running back, puts up the yardage numbers per game. He's a very tough back to take down. He can go downhill really good. Going to give us a slight edge there. Receiver position, they have Mike Wallace and Brian Hartline. We have Alshon Jeffrey, Brandon Marshall. Obviously, we do have one of the top, if not the top, wide receiver tandem in the league, in Jeffrey and Marshall. But Hartline's a very solid receiver, and Mike Wallace has proven to be a very good receiver in his career. He's going to give us a slight edge there. Move over now to the tight end position. They have Charles Clay. We have Martellus Bennett. Martellus Bennett's been one of the top tight ends in the league this year. Going to give us the edge there. Move now over the defensive side of the ball where they play a base 4-3 defense as well as we also play a base 4-3 defense. And their strongest part of their defense this year has been their defensive line. Excellent defensive line for this team. Start off with the defensive line position by position breakdown. At the defensive end positions, they have Cameron Wake and Oliver Vernon. Both have been very solid getting after the quarterback this year, putting a lot of pressure. Got racked up a few sacks on both Brady and Rodgers the last couple weeks that they played. And even when they didn't sack him, they got quite a few hits on him. Cameron Wake and Oliver Vernon have been very good at getting after the quarterback this year. We have Jared Allen, Willie Young leading the NFL in sacks this year. And Jared Allen's got a couple sacks so far this year, had a couple last week. 1.5, I do believe he had last week, was his first sacks of the season. So, defensive tackle position, they have Earl Mitchell and Jared Ordick, both solid defensive tackles up front, good at stopping the run. Obviously, you can see that in their defensive rush yards per game. They only give up 110. And Cameron Wake and Oliver Vernon are also very good at that as well. Cameron Wake's been a dominant defensive end in his career. I'm going to give we have Stephen Paya and Jeremiah Ratliff. I'm going to call it an even matchup at the defensive line position. Move now over to the linebacker position where we are getting some injured players back. Lance Briggs still will be out in this game, but we're getting DJ Williams back, Jonathan Bostic, and Shea McClellan all coming back this week. So that's very good outlook for us, especially considering our backups played very well against Atlanta last week, and we know that we have excellent depth there. At their defense, at their linebacker position, they got Philip Wheeler, Koa Misi, and Jelani Jenkins, all solid linebackers, but I'm going to give us the edge at the linebacker position. At the corner position, they have Cortland Finnegan and Brent Grimes. The good news here is with them having those two, both of those are very small corners. We have very big wide receivers. However, even though they're small, they're still very, very dangerous corners. Cortland Finnegan and Brett Grimes both play very aggressive. They can play against the bigger receivers, have proved in their career they can play against the bigger receivers. Even with their short height, they're very physical, and they both have very good verticals as well. They're not gonna make it easy on our defense, on our wide receivers, but given the height, that gives us the advantage that Cutler can throw up the jump balls, and Jeffrey and Marshall can go up and get them over top of shorter corners. But like I said, even with their height disadvantage, they're both very physical corners and can get the job done. We're going to have Tim Jennings on one side and then rookie Kyle Fuller on the other side. I'm going to call this even matchup at the corner position as well. Move over to the safety position where they're going to have Louis Delmas and Rashad Jones as their safeties. We're going to have Chris Conte will be out, so it's most likely going to be Danny McCray and or Ryan Mundy and either Danny McCray or Vereen starting at the other safety position. Louis Delmas, very, very strong safety, has been his entire career. Don't know a lot about Jones, but I'm going to give them the toss up or give them the slight edge there, being as we were a little bit banged up at the safety position. So now I'm going to move on to my keys to the game. My key to the game on offense this week is going to be protect Jay Cutler, especially on third down when it's obvious passing down. Like I said, Cameron Wake, Oliver Vernon, very good at getting after the quarterback. We need to limit the pressure on Cutler because they get after the quarterback and get 3, 4, 5 sacks in this game. It can really stun our offense in this game, and we need to keep Jay Cutler upright. So that's my key to the game on offense. My key to the game on defense is going to be win the battle up front, win the battle in the trenches, and slow down their running attack. Very good running team, average 136.2 yards per game. If we can keep them close to 100 or under 100, that's a very good goal for us in this game, especially considering their passing game isn't the greatest. It's not a bad passing game, it's not the greatest. Their rushing attack is their best attack on offense, so we need to limit the runs, limit the rushing yards, and eliminate the big plays. Don't allow many 10, 15-plus yard runs. And move now on to my players to watch in this game. My player to watch on offense is going to be a combination of Jeffrey and Marshall. Like I said, they're going to be going up against shorter corners and Brent Grimes and Cortland Finnegan. Look for both of them to have 6 to 7 catches each and over 100 yards and a touchdown apiece in this one. Basically, when we get down in the red zone, that's one of our keys, is one of our big plays, is to throw the jump ball up to the big receivers, and with them having shorter corners, gives us a slight advantage there. So I look for both Jeffrey and Marshall to have good games here. My player to watch on defense this week is going to be Jeremiah Ratliff. Up front, they're going to be running the ball. They're going to be trying to pound the ball on the ground. I think Jeremiah Ratliff could have a big game, putting up 6 or 7, 8 tackles. Hopefully a couple tackles for loss. He's very powerful up front. I think he's going to have a big game because they're going to be trying to run the ball up the gut. So my player to watch on defense is going to be Jeremiah Ratliff this week. Look for him to have a big game. Move now on to my prediction for this game. It's not going to be a blowout either way. It's going to be, even though the Dolphins are just 2-3, I don't look for us to go in and dominate this game. Like I said, they have a very solid defense, especially front four. They have a very excellent front four. So I'm going to say in this one, Bears 31, Dolphins 24. Final score is going to put us at 4-3. Look either later this evening, Sunday evening, or maybe Monday evening if I don't get to it tonight for my post-game recap of this one. Until then, go Bears. Let's get to 4-3. Bear down.